even more official now because we've got our very first guest on the Flip the Switch podcast.
Oh, what is up? It's always a pleasure to be on, boys.
Oh, what it do? Grant Centlivre in the house. Everybody, it's Mr. Grant Centlivre, 4-time varsity starter, football connoisseur.
Actually only 2-time. I did almost let her sophomore year, though, so
Impressive.
Everyone remember that.
I know Colin Miner did that.
Yeah,
Didn't
I could never live up to his legacy, so.
A real man. Colin Miner, Colin Winters. We were blessed with the Collins. Too bad we weren't all Collins. Someday. Someday we'll live up to the hype. I don't need these. Okay. So, Ballas, you want to just start it off with something?
I don't know what.
On the spot, and you can't think of anything?
Yo.
Grant's got something popping.
So, as you guys probably don't know this, but I'm a 4-year, I'm a senior. I go to Ohio State. I'm a material science engineering major.
MSc, baby.
Same thing as Kyle Ballas. Kind of a whack major, if you ask me, but
Pays the bills.
yeah.
It kept me from going to University of Cincinnati, that's for sure.
Isn't that what we're all trying to do? Just pay the bills, man.
But really big sports fan. Really into lifting. Love hitting the gym.
Grant, how much do you lift?
We're talking specific lifts?
What
are we talking here?
Let's say deadlift.
Ooh, the big weights.
Ooh, deadlift.
Is deadlift your favorite?
Deadlift is the lift that I can do the most weight on. I wouldn't say it's my favorite lift, but I can hit. A couple of weeks ago, I hit a 550 deadlift.
Wow,
So,
that's solid.
yeah, really had to squeeze through the glutes for that one.
Man, 550. What about bench? What's your max bench? 330?
Bench, I hit 380.
Ooh.
My goal is to get up to 4 plates. 4 plates on each side. That's 405.
Man.
Still a little bit away from that, but hoping by the end of the year I can get there.
405 on the bench. That's crazy.
And squat.
Yeah, squats, the trifecta. What's that?
Squat, I hit a 500 squat.
Dang.
So.
And we learned today, like, top of the top short guys is how tall is J.K. Dobbins? We were watching the Ohio State game, Michigan.
Dobbins
earlier.
is, yeah.
How tall is Dobbins?
Go Bucks, by the way. How about
easy,
those Bucks?
Easy dub.
Getting that dub against the team up north, gotta love it.
Just a bunch of Ohio boys.
Yeah, but I've actually been walking to class before, and just walk into my intro to material science course sophomore year, and I just look in front of me, and on the this guy's wearing a backpack. It says Dobbins on the back.
Who's Dobbins?
Yeah,
That's when he was a freshman,
At the time,
right?
he's a freshman.
Yeah.
He's a freshman.
Did you know who he was?
Yeah, it's a couple games into the season, so he kind of already broke out.
He started right away, right?
Yeah, he started the first game against Indiana and just took off from there, really. But, I'm on my way to class, and I see him, and you instantly know that, this guy he's an athlete because, yeah, his legs are the size of tree trunks. Great mighty oak trees.
He a miniature forest walking around.
Right.
And if his legs are like that, I can't imagine, like, because I've only seen his arms. Like, they always wear, like, tights and shit in football, but his arms look like a built-ass dude's legs.
Right.
Crazy.
He's about, I'd say he's about as tall as I am, maybe.
Like 5'8"?
Maybe
How
a
tall
little.
are you?
Maybe a little. I'm about
5'9".
5'9". 5'10" on a good day.
Yeah. That's what I tell my doctor.
That's what shoes you're wearing.
And my Tinder profile. 6 foot.
But yeah, the dude is about as tall as I am. What did he say? He hit like a 700-pound squat.
He squatted 700 pounds, and he's like 5'8", 5'9". He's just a muscle hamster.
Yeah. So I'm not to that extent.
I mean, 500 is it's a good bit there though.
Yeah, getting up the next morning, you're walking up the stairs. It's a little harder the next morning.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's the thing. Like, there's probably not that many guys like your size. Like I feel like it's one thing for like taller guys that are just naturally bigger. Like it's so much easier for them to lift that type of weight. But like a small dude, it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's harder to put on that much muscle.
Right. So like those like big guys, like a defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, just like
in,
naturally
college
big
football,
guys. Yeah.
They can like fill out their bodies like pretty naturally.
Yeah.
Whereas a guy like me is just trying to squeeze everything out of his body that he can. But
that's what makes it crazy, man. 700-pound squat. I mean, and he weighs like 200, 220.
Yeah, he's a bowling ball.
It's crazy, man. Man, my heyday, the squat was always my favorite, just because like for deadlift for you, it wasn't the only thing, but it's where I showed the most progression when I was like lifting a lot, and I think I hit like 2 plates and a 25, which I don't remember. It was like 250.
275.
Yeah,
that's
something
275.
like that.
That's solid.
Yeah.
I mean, squat is probably my favorite lift too, just because it uses your entire body. Like,
yeah, that's another thing about it. It just hits everything. I love it.
I'm gonna have to be the contrarian here. Deadlift is my favorite because
but deadlift and squat are similar. I feel like.
Yeah, but deadlift is what I do the best in, and it's also what I progress the fastest in. It's like my max deadlift was 325.
That's solid.
And like,
I remember.
I'm nowhere close to that in squat.
Yeah, I remember a couple years ago, like working out with you guys, and you were always like, "Let's hit the deadlift," and I just so bad at deadlift. I don't know if it's just because my back isn't built out, but I've always had like spinal issues, and I just don't think I have that like strength in my back or core. My core is like not that strong.
Yeah, it's just kind of like lifting in general. It's pretty easy to get like good at things, like have a decent technique on lifts and such, but it's really hard to actually master it. Like,
yeah,
it looks like from this viewpoint of someone who is new to working out, you see someone deadlifting and you think like, oh, that doesn't look that hard. Like they're just picking a bar up off the ground.
When you do it just feels like you're like in an alien territory.
Right. It feels like you're in outer space. Like,
yeah.
Why isn't my body like
responding? Yeah, you know what
this?
you have to do, but the act of actually doing it is just muscle memory, like learning.
Right.
It's all repetition and like getting the form down. It's a lot harder than people think. And I feel like there's a lot of stuff like that.
And even the form is what allows you to actually get to much heavier weight.
Yeah.
Because just trying to pick stuff up and flail it around, like you're not going to be able to lift as much as you would with.
Yeah, controlled and learning how to like really contract muscles in like certain areas. Man.
Right, because during the lift, I mean, it's not only like when you're deadlifting a weight, it's not only how you activate certain muscles, but when you activate certain muscles, it's gonna affect your performance. Like, deadlifting, a big thing is squeezing through your glutes, and
when you finish, like
right,
finishing out.
Right, and when you're going through the lift and the bar's traveling through space, just like timing it up to where you're getting the most efficient, basically, work, out of your body and not wasting any motion.
And that's where I think, like, I kind of just have the natural rhythm for that timing for deadlift, because when I did the 325, I tried it twice and couldn't get it up. And the third time, like, I just really thought through what I was doing, like, just, like, went through the motions, like, just with an empty bar, and went up and just went out and did it, and I was able to get it up the third time, which I was not expecting to be able to do.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you'll see a lot of people, like, just because you fail the first time doesn't mean you should quit. It doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I'm all out of energy, like it's time to give up, throw in the towel. But
especially for a 1 rep max.
Right.
See, I struggle with that. Like I've only done maybe 1 rep maxes on lifts like very few times. I 1 rep max squat 1 time. Like I've done that on bench maybe once, like with you guys that 1 time. But like I don't do that often, and I just feel like I don't have like the stamina, like, because it's also, you build up stamina like as you go too, not only strength. And I just felt like I've never had like good stamina when it comes to like lifting. Like
how much slow twitch, medium twist, and fast twitch you have.
Yeah, just like
for
naturally.
Me, I feel like I have a lot more slow and some medium twitch, because my endurance is like okay for certain things, but endurance lifting just absolutely kills me.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more of a fast twitch guy. I don't know.
That's just like explosiveness, basically?
Yeah, like I've got...
I mean, you've always been quick.
Yeah, for like, I'm a decently sized guy, you know, around 225, 230 pounds, and I can move pretty quick
G20.
at times. Yeah.
we used to call Grant G20 because one time we were hanging out in high school, and he started like sprinting down my street, and someone was driving next to him, and they hit like 20 miles an hour, and he was like keeping up with them.
that was me. I was driving next to him.
G20.
I felt like I was on one of those like peanut treadmills, you know, when they start running. Yeah.
Mr. Krabs legs.
I saw a video, I think Barstool posted it, of this guy was doing like an all-out sprint on one of those peanut treadmills, and he had like guys like throwing like heavy medicine balls at him.
What's a peanut treadmill? Is it the curved one?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never
The
done
one that
that.
like, runs as fast as you do.
Oh, yeah.
But this dude had like people throwing like medicine balls at him to try it, so he like to focus on his balance.
That sounds deadly.
Like that. Yeah. He didn't fall over too, and like he was really, really sprinting hard.
Treadmill sprints are the scariest thing ever.
Yeah,
like
one wrong slip.
Yeah.
Or one wrong step.
We used to do them, and we would do like incline ones. So they would like incline it up like up a good amount, and you just go like max as fast as you could, and you do it for 30 seconds or 20 seconms or something, and you feel yourself like falling off of it, and you just have to push harder to like not fall off, and it's so hard. That is a killer workout. Those are crazy.
The incline too, that makes it probably twice as hard.
Yeah.
3 times as hard.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, and you know, in high school, you know, you're scared for your life. One wrong slip, you're committing social suicide in front of the girls' softball team. You know,
that's the worst. That's the worst, but it's also the best. Like back in the day, like in the school like gym workout room, the weight room, like when the baseball team would be in there, and then like the girls lacrosse team would come in and do lifts, and you're all working out. You think you look sick, but they probably come in there, it smells like shit. Everyone looks ugly as hell.
You know, you're doing bench press. Hey, put on 25. Put on 20.
Yeah. Grant's like, I'm gonna look so sick, and then he's just the whole way.
Help.
Drops it on himself.
Grant's got his lift face on. He's just got his tongue out, half his eyes are closed. He's just like.
Yeah, in general, just working out is not an attractive thing.
Yeah, lifting.
Except for females can work out attractively.
Yeah, don't know how.
They just don't. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I guess they just don't push themselves as hard, or some of them.
Yeah,
because if they're really pushing themselves, you don't look attractive when you're like.
Yeah,
female
strained.
CrossFitters are scary sometimes.
Female what?
CrossFitters.
Oh yeah, I mean any female that's built out. There's a lot of people like that at the UC gym. Like there's a lot of girls that you'll go and they're there every day, like actually putting on mass, and you see their arms and like their core and stuff, and they're just it's scary. It's scary. Like I know they could beat my ass.
Yeah,
it's scary.
No, it's.
That's why you train jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, so you don't have to be muscly to do that.
No, actually, muscling it is like usually the worst thing you can do, and of course that's what I do every single time.
That's how you break your limbs.
No, that's just how you tire yourself out faster.
Yeah, you got to be smooth.
Yeah, and
that's how you got to put them in the ballast sleeper hold.
Yeah.
Oh, go to sleep.
Go to sleep. You did that to me last night, unwarranted. This guy. But yeah, speaking of.
To see what it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, we were past that point, and you just kind of took me out out of nowhere. You were about to. I almost conked. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
But speaking of like
I started to see the light.
the haze.
Trust me, I could have conked you.
Oh, I know. Just what you were doing, I was like. But so you're at the gym, right? It's always a thing, like gym girls, man. What do you do? Like, I don't know. There's always you always see attractive girls at the gym, and it's like
the worst place to try and
I guess like
make a move.
But half the time that's the only place you see like those attractive girls that like a lot of people like go after.
Right. My best advice is probably go to a vending machine, buy him a Bang energy drink, maybe. Go offer it to him. Yeah.
I could like take an Instagram picture of you too for your account.
Dustin shows up to the gym with 5 cameras trying to film himself.
No, yeah, and not only that, it's like like you were saying, when I go to the gym, you know, I'm going pretty hard when I go to the gym, and I got pretty. Yeah, I'm sweating through my.
Grant
tank.
brings 3 shirts when he goes.
Yeah,
he changes each shirt in between every set.
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say on that topic. But not only do I look like I just got out of a pool, but I also have a severe case of lifter's face. Like during a lift.
Who doesn't though?
During a lift, you know, like you're squatting and you know they got the mirrors, right? So you can see your squat form, and you look at yourself while you're going up, and you're like, "Whoa, I look like the dude from Scream right now." You know, like what?
the Goonies dude. Hey, you guys. But yeah, man, it's tough. I mean, I guess it's really just not the place to find a girl, but like there's so many times you're there and you just see girl, like it's just that's where girls look the best because they always got the tight clothes on. They got the alpha elite looking fly.
Right,
it's not fair, man.
At that point.
And then like we just show up in like an old t-shirt and basketball shorts.
It's not fair. I don't know what to do. I guess the answer is nothing.
You just gotta start wearing the men's Lululemon collection.
Those tights hit different, man. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the only way to get back at them.
Yeah.
Give them a taste of their own medicine.
Like, oh, damn. You see Grant today? Crazy.
Next time I go lifting, I'm just going to go and I'm going to wear my gi. I'm just going to lift in my gi.
Everyone will.
Jiu-jitsu uniform.
I don't know how that's going to go over.
I don't know. And
do you wear a shirt under it?
Yeah, I wear like a rash guard underneath it.
Yeah, because those are like thick cloth.
Yeah, it's like real heavy cotton, and I didn't think I needed it, and there are a lot of people that don't wear them, but I didn't for a while until like I started getting like burns from it occasionally.
Well, jiu-jitsu is so much like rolling and all that.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, now I understand why people wear these all the time, and that's usually what people wear when they do no-gi too, like whatever, like boxing shorts and usually a rash guard.
Is staph infection a problem? I've heard like a lot of stories of like how bad jiu-jitsu is for that, and you have to be like really careful.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, our place at least, they keep the mats pretty clean.
Well, how does it even? It's just from like sweat and stuff, like just other people's body.
Yeah, and you're rolling around and everyone's barefoot, so like. Yeah,
it's just nasty.
Man, I would feel bad
Dude,
for my sparring partner.
Dude, can you imagine wrestling with Grant on the ground? Just playing basketball with Grant. You'll play basketball with Grant, and he'll drive on you, and like you'll like hit him with your arm, like a little arm bar, and it just makes like a sound like you slapped a pool, and like you'll pull your arm away, and it's like literally dripping. That's how he gets every bucket. He just backs into you, and everyone's
buckets, like, yeah, no one wants that.
Easy buckets.
I mean, the first time I was rolling with someone, I like got on top of them. We were drilled. Well,
you mounted them.
You got on top of them and you were drilling him.
No, we were just drilling a move. We were practicing a move.
Okay, cool.
And I just like had like 3 drops of sweat fall off and hit him in the face.
Dude, is he looking at you too? He's like looking in your eyes.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. He's like, no, it's cool. It's like it happens.
Straight to the mouth.
Salty.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I want to do it. I want to do something, but I just don't have time right now.
You know what I thought really piqued my interest was when I was listening to your guys' first episode.
Ooh.
You guys talk about bow hunting.
Yeah, dude.
That seems awesome.
It seems so cool. Did you hear anything? Like, have you seen anything about it other than what we were talking about?
I have.
Look into the people.
Well, my uncle has done some like bow hunting, and I think he'd be willing to, give me a couple pointers, maybe a couple lessons.
Yeah.
It's not just like being able to shoot the bow. I mean, that's of course a big part.
Well, that's
but
huge.
But like the stalking and knowing like how to move and how to work around the animal and how to read the winds and everything like that.
Right. It's a whole process. Like I remember you guys haven't been hunting before, right?
No, I've never been hunting.
Yeah, I've been hunting a couple times with my uncle. It's just deer hunting, whitetail deer.
Hunting.
Yeah, I was rifle hunting. We were in the blind. So, we concealed our scent, but like everything else wasn't really.
It's you're already in like a camo tent, like.
Right.
It's pretty good.
You've got like the deer spray.
Right. So like, it's kind of like hunting for dummies, and you're kind of hoping to get lucky.
Duck hunt.
You're hoping to get lucky, hoping like a deer just wanders into your area.
Yeah.
Maybe you've like mapped it out and you set up a blind near some very active path,
a trail or something.
Right. But like the bow hunting is a whole different story.
It's like being a lion, like prowling through the tall grass on a gazelle.
And you gotta be so close on top of them.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even target shooting at 60, 80 yards is like really far away, and now you gotta think like you're tired and you're under a lot of stress. So like really, you want to be like 20 or 40 yards away.
Yeah, it's. Like if we wanted to do that, we would have to start by just getting some sort of like entry level bow, I don't know, and just practicing like our bow technique.
A lot, and then just getting in shape to like hike through the mountains and stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start with some of those like little plastic Fisher Price bows. It's got the suction cups.
Dude, some of those like those Nerf ones. Have you ever used those? Yeah, exactly. Those things hurt, dude. Yeah. Those are lasers.
Mom, I'm gonna go practice outside.
But yeah, like I've been pretty interested in that too, and like I started getting recommended videos on my YouTube of just like bow competitions, and I was watching like this like the junior world championship like female bow competition, and it was like some girl from Brazil and like Japan. And they were just shooting at targets, and you just get 3 shots, and it's like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 on the target board, and you just get highest score wins. And it's just like, it's such a slow pace, like relaxing. It's kind of like golf.
Oh, really? It's actually slow paced. Like, I was thinking like, it's like Hawkeye, in the Avengers. He's just taking out those arrows and just
yeah, it's sick,
shooting 3 at once.
There's like 3 targets.
Snipers and stuff, or even just like high precision rifle shooters, like they train themselves to like fire in between their heartbeats so that their heartbeat doesn't disturb their movement at all.
I would be interested in sniper school too.
Yeah, well, and then they also teach you like when you're shooting far enough away, like humidity plays a factor, the winds play a factor, at far enough, like a mile and a half away. Like the curvature of the Earth and the rotation of the Earth.
Right. It's like the Coriolis effect, right? Yeah.
With bullets?
Yeah.
Yeah. It can affect the.
Is the Coriolis effect specific to that, or is it like just a?
No, it's a general phenomenon, usually around weather.
So just like weather patterns.
Like the Earth is turning and the weather is moving with the winds, but also it changes with the Earth.
The rotation of the Earth. Oh, I guess that makes sense because it has no connection to the Earth spin.
Right.
That's so sick, though.
So these are estimated numbers, but like a 50 caliber bullet at, let's say, a mile and a half. I mean, the flight time is like 7 or 8 seconds, say.
So, that's a long time.
Yeah, and that bullet is going,
How a mile and a half? Is that what's an average sniper kill in the military?
Well,
it's not that mile and a half is far.
It depends where you are.
Yeah, that's like around like record-breaking distance.
But urban environments, it's like usually like 600 meters or less.
Yeah, I would like anything like that requires so much skill like that is so cool, and just like the like controlling your breathing and all the technique.
You slow your breathing, you slow your heart rate, and you control so that last little inch of trigger pull or that last little smidge of trigger pull is in between your heartbeats.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff is just probably good to stay active too, just in general,
Yeah.
Like working on your breathing, like all that stuff. Like that's gotta help
it's
in
kind
other
of like
ways.
meditation, but with a gun, with a big gun, big fucking gun. I was watching. I think it was a guy that was on Joe Rogan that went through sniper school, and he was saying how, like, one of the big training days or like tests you have to pass is the stealth.
Yeah.
So cool. So like, I don't know if you know anything about it, but like in the sniper school in the Marines or whatever, you have to put on a ghillie suit like you would in the field and like go out into this area. They'll have like this area you can go out in, and they'll give you time to like hide and like post up in a sniping position with a ghillie suit on and everything. And then they have just like spotters everywhere. And when they say go, it's like, okay, I'm good. Or they give you so much time to hide or something.
Well, you have so much time to hide, but then you also have to crawl so close to the target.
Yeah, you have to set yourself up in a good spot without being seen. And there's just guys that are out there spotting you and like trying to find where you are. And like the spotter will say, okay, I think I see where he is. And he'll tell a guy on the ground, go 20 steps this way, 20 steps that way. And then he'll be at your right. And the guy will go out there with a stick and like poke where the guy's talking. He's like, no, a foot to the left. Poke there, and like if he thinks he sees you and they find you, you fail. But if he doesn't find you and he thought that was you, but it's not, and it's like that's how good you can hide with ghillie suits. Like you really don't think ghillie suits are that effective, but you can really like completely blend in with like it's so cool.
They also make them like fill in the suits with like the vegetation that's in the area, and then so you get close enough, and if you do get close enough, and then like you take like a simulated shot, basically you get
I forgot about that.
Ballistics calculations, and then you have to get your shot lined up, and then once you take the shot, you're not actually shooting anything, but then you radio in.
It's a blank or something though, isn't it? I thought you actually shoot. So they'll do that. They'll try and find you. If they don't do it, you take a shot. Like you shoot your gun.
Maybe a laser or something.
I think it's actually audio. So then they can see where they can hear and try and like pinpoint it from that.
Yeah.
Something like that. But like
basically, if you get to the point where you're taking a shot,
it's like Marco Polo, but you can't move. You're just hiding, and like the guy's trying to find you. I think like the act of like real life camouflage to where the point you're invisible to someone standing 3 feet in front of you is so like that's insane.
Yeah.
Just being able to like have the knowledge to do that is crazy.
And they move so slow and so methodically. Like they say they move like two yards an hour or something.
Yeah, just like
that's bow hunting too. They do that in bow hunting.
That's like inchworm rates right there.
Yeah.
You know.
They do that in bow hunting too. Like if they get close enough and they're like laying on the ground, proned out, trying to get closer for the shot, like you could be doing that for 3 hours trying to get the right angle on an elk.
And then all of a sudden the wind changes, the deer smells you and runs away.
Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah, we should do that. The problem is we're all in college and poor and have no time.
All over the place.
Yeah, and we don't live in Colorado where elk are. Well, I might soon. I'm trying to.
Something maybe similar. It's not. I don't know. It'd be a fun weekend trip to maybe go down and do. I don't know if you've seen it on the commercials. There's this like axe throwing place that just opened up in downtown Cleveland. I think it is.
I have seen. There's one of those in Cincinnati too.
I don't
know if it's the same thing.
I don't know. That'd be cool to just go and check out and learn how to throw some axes.
That would be cool. They're all bars.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's weird.
And then I've also seen videos like people throw.
Yeah, and they bounce off. I've seen it. They ricochet, like hit the ground and come back at you. It's crazy. But throwing like axes and knives is actually pretty hard.
Yeah, like there's a certain amount of rotation, and if you don't, if you throw it consistently, like for some of the technique, it's like you get so many rotations per so many feet. So you gotta get like all that lined up. So you gotta know how far away you are, and then from that, how hard to throw it.
Yeah,
I didn't know that the axes could bounce off and come back at you.
I don't know if it happens often, but I've seen a video of it for sure. It's not if it was a common thing, they wouldn't do it.
It's like the back of the axe head.
Yeah.
It's like
you gotta really.
It reminds me of
that,
like the Wii bowling when you would pull your Wii remote back and let go, and like the people would just except it's an axe.
Yeah, and it would be in your dome.
Yeah.
4 inches deep in your skull, your cranium.
Look out!
That'd be a fun bar story.
I think that would. I think we should go check it out sometime. I think that'd be fun just to learn how to throw some axes. Yeah, exactly. Do something like that over Christmas break.
Might as well.
Also, I think it's. I didn't know it was a bar as well.
It just makes the whole scenario.
Yeah, give some people some alcohol and some axes.
What's to keep? Ballas would get the dead eyes and start swinging at us with them. Terrifying.
I'll be DD for that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You're not trusted.
I only had the dead eyes once.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You probably got them a couple times. We just didn't know what they were at the time.
But you guys even pointed out yesterday, my eyes are really dark to begin with.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. They are very dark. This is the first podcast we're doing in person, by the way.
Yeah, because I'm not 4 states away now.
We're on Thanksgiving break.
Thanksgiving.
Everyone came back, and we're in the upstairs of my house right now. So we don't know what the mics are gonna do, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, so if you don't hear this for like 3 months, it's probably because I've been bashing my head into a wall trying to edit this.
Yeah. Shout out to Battles for editing all the podcasts.
Yeah, I don't have any editing experience, but I have seen people, like, for class projects and stuff, they start editing videos, and that stuff takes a long time.
Oh, don't I know it?
Yeah, Justin with his YouTube channel. Two Stroke J, huge fan. Everyone, I endorse this man. Check it out.
Check it out, man. 2 Stroke J on YouTube. I fuck with it. I got like a bunch of Instagram DMs recently of dudes. And it's so cool. The dudes are like, much love from England. I'm like, oh, sick, dude. Thanks for reaching out.
You lost the Revolutionary War, but thanks for checking in.
America, bitch. Hell yeah. But it's cool.
What was the best fan interaction you've had so far?
There hasn't been one that was like, that was crazy, but there's like 2 or 3 people that I've been talking to, like, that DM'd me maybe when I had like 100 or 200 subscribers, and we've just been talking ever since. And one of them lives in northern Michigan, like in the very upper
the UP.
Yeah, actually I don't know if it's the Upper Peninsula or on the other side of the lake, but very north.
Like the top of the mitten.
Yeah. But like I talk to him all the time, and like I know I'm definitely gonna go up there and ride with him at some point, which is just cool. There's a young kid in Chicago that rides with actually a lot of like the really good Chicago riders that I rode with in like St. Louis, and so he's like maybe 14, but like he was asking me for advice, and now he's actually getting really good, and like if there's ever a ride in Chicago, he was like, yeah, stay at my house. So like, I could go down there, and like it's just cool like meeting people like all over. That's my goal, is like someday I can just go around and travel and just like meet all these people and like see new areas and just like have a little community of people all over that.
That's why I'm saying you need to
be
come
friends
to
with.
Wisconsin. Everyone there rides bikes.
I don't know if they ride bikes like I ride bikes though.
It's a pretty good mix of like cruising bikes.
There is
sport
actually
bikes and, like, supermotors.
there's a big supermoto scene in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Like Milwaukee Supermoto is like a big group. There's some really good guys out there. So I definitely want to ride there someday. But Oshkosh probably not.
Well, yeah, probably not like specifically there.
Milwaukee's probably like the farthest up in that I would be interested in going there.
But Milwaukee's not that far from Oshkosh.
Yeah.
You ever think about getting like competitive, like racing or maybe stunt competitions or anything like that?
I mean, I don't think there isn't too many like stunt competitions. There are some, but most of it is like stunt shows. So like a big motorcycle dealership, or like there'll be a car show and then they'll have like a stunt show on the side. Like that, if I ever got good enough to do that, which most people don't ride like the type of bikes I ride in those shows, but like it would be cool. Like there's a lot of guys that do YouTube like I do, but like they make most of their money by traveling and doing stunt shows like that. So like it could be cool, but
Or you could start the organization for like
for supermoto stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a different type of riding. Like supermoto just is suited more for like urban, like freestyle riding, like just going wherever you want to go and like gooning around. It's more of like just having fun with it.
Yeah.
But
especially when you got a whole band of people together.
Yeah, I just want to be able to have fun. Like I don't really want to do it competitively or anything.
Right. That's something that
takes the fun out of it.
That I want to start to do more is
Like competitive lifting.
right. Like well, not necessarily competitive lifting, but what like you're doing, Justin, like having that passion and then finding people who like share that same passion. Because
it's awesome.
Right. Like usually I just go to a gym maybe with like a friend or buddy. Like I don't know, maybe I'll join like the powerlifting club or something, you know, maybe I'll enter maybe some local like lifting competitions. I've been thinking about that recently because
That'd be cool.
my numbers have been starting to look pretty decent. Not maybe
Do they do that by height or weight? How do they do that?
I think it is a weight class thing.
Okay.
So I don't know how I measure up. I have to do some research, but
700-pound squat.
yeah, I probably wouldn't win, but I don't know, just to
to do it and then
meet people and
yeah, and like it would help. I mean, your goals are obviously to keep improving. It would give you like more motivation.
Right.
Like what you're aiming for more, I guess.
And there's a lot of knowledge to be shared out there.
Yeah.
Learn from people.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been saying I feel like really lucky because I found something that I'm seriously passionate about like at this point in life, and I feel like most people don't. Like most people find that when they're retired or like way later. So I'm glad like I found it this young so that I can really pursue it like the rest of my life. Like it doesn't have to be like the only thing I do or my job.
Right.
I don't like, but even if I work an engineering job the rest of my life, but on the weekends I can do this and like still meet people through it and everything.
It's like a serious hobby.
Yeah. It's just like a really passionate part of my life that I enjoy.
You're a professional amateur.
Yeah, I guess. But I stress that people do that, like reach out and find communities of things they enjoy doing, and because you can meet so many people through that. And if you don't do that, like I didn't do that for the longest time, and I didn't meet like anyone.
And especially if you're in a new area, like me moving to Wisconsin and knowing absolutely no one except for like the people at work. But now I know a bunch of people through the jiu-jitsu gym, and we train together, and then we go to seminars and stuff together, and like our sister gyms all around like northeastern Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's just like meeting people in general is a lot of people, especially a lot of kids like our age, I feel like take it for granted, or like they don't not take it for granted, but they don't pursue it enough.
And maybe
like
they don't know
people.
how to do it.
I don't know how to do it. And I don't know how to do it with people my age specifically.
Yeah, it's like you got to find something to do instead of just like walk up to someone and start talking. Like having something or that you're both interested in doing is a lot easier.
Yeah, like that helps. But if even just meeting people at school, like I need to work on that so much. Like, do you guys feel like you are able to go into a new class and like meet new people? I mean, now it's kind of hard for us because our classes are all the same people.
Right. I mean, I've gotten to the point where all my classes and like over time, like you start to get to know those people just because, you're with them all the time.
Yeah, group study projects, whatever, you're with people.
Well,
right.
And in my case, it was like the same 12 people, so we all knew each other really, really well. But now most of them are going to be graduated by the time that I come back. I mean, there's a few of them that are still going to be there, and I don't know really anyone in the classes below me. So now I'm going to get to meet them all, and hopefully even in that last year.
I think the thing was that it is very difficult to just like I wouldn't consider myself an introvert. Like I'm a pretty social guy, but when I'm not the type of guy who can just go into a class, like a big lecture, sit down next to someone and just start talking to them. Like and I think that's why having like when you come in college, you don't think about like, what do I have in common with people? Like I want to, and that's why I think that's why they stress to us, get involved, like join stuff that you like.
Or even stuff that you may not know you like.
Right. Just join it anyways. Yeah.
Explore and doing that stuff you just meet so many people through more than your classes. Like.
Right. I think that was like my biggest mistake freshman year was I came in and I was like, it's probably just going to, come to me. I'm just going to let it come to me, I'll make a bunch of friends. It'll be easy.
That's how I was, I guess.
Yeah, and like you do meet some friends, like, and you get a good group, like a core group of friends that way. But if you want to really, if you want to like meet a lot of people in college, you gotta get out there. You kind of have to force the issue. Yeah,
that's what and you do get that core group of friends. I feel like everyone you'll find those 3 or 4 people that you're friends with. Like no matter what, it's just I mean, unless you're really like a loner, it'll happen.
Yeah.
But like for me, I had that group, but I never like found, I was never like super friends with them. Like I don't know, it's hard to explain.
You mean like the people you're rooming with?
No, not really. Like the people I'm rooming with, I enjoy. I like spending time with them. It's more like just like the outside people. I've never had a group of like guys that I met that we would just be like, oh, let's go do this, let's go hang out. Like my whole college experience, all the friends I've had hanging out is like going out on the weekends. Like we would never do anything other than that. And like it's a different type of friendship when you can go on a weekday night and like
Go get a pizza.
just do something. Yeah, that doesn't that's not like going to a bar or something.
Right.
It's a different type of friendship. And like I do that with the people that I'm friends with now, but I'm just like, I've never been like that super close connection like I have with you guys or like the people I met in high school. And I kind of wish I found that, but I don't know if that's going to happen, but I definitely need to force myself to just talk to more people. And it's not a big deal. The thing is like, you get like so caught in your brain that it's like such a big deal to go up and say something to someone.
Yeah.
Like guy, girl, whatever, you think they're attractive or just you want to be friends with them, or it's a guy in your class that you like just have never really talked to. It's not a big deal to just go talk to somebody. And like, especially me, I just get so in my head. I'm like, I just never do it. And that's like been my problem.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we're both kind of the same way that, you know, you start thinking about like, you know, you're going to say something dumb or you're going to say something that.
My thing is like, I'll say like, okay, I know what I could say, but then I'm always scared I won't be able to keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Or like I'll forget, like I'm not sure what I should say next. That like freaks me out.
Or especially like if they don't immediately know like exactly what it is you're talking about.
Yeah, or just, I don't know, even just like simple responses. Sometimes I'll get caught up and I just feel awkward and I don't like it. Like the conversation doesn't flow nice.
Well, it's like what you were saying with like a lot of the people you've matched with on Tinder that were just like, they just reply like, yeah, or LOL to everything you say and like make no effort to actually have a conversation at all.
Kinda, yeah. I've never really like tried to have much of a conversation with someone like on Tinder, but I'm more interested in.
But it's like that kind of problem in real life.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, kind of, yeah. But like, especially like when it comes to girls, I feel like I need to just like not be afraid to say something.
You gotta embrace the awkward.
Yeah, I know.
Don't be
That's
afraid
exactly
of
what
that.
it is. And I was talking to this co-op at my work that I'm actually became pretty good friends with. I think he's gonna be one of the first guys, like engineers that I met that I'm like good friends with. Like I really like him. And he's like about to get engaged pretty much. It's not like a for sure thing, but he's dated this girl for like 3 years and they're thinking about it. And I was talking to him one day about like my struggles. And he was just like, man, like he was just like, all you got to do is just like compliment them. Like if you see a girl, it's not a big deal to be like, even if you're just walking down the street or like past them on the way to class or something, just be like, hey, I like your shoes. Or like if you see something and like, it's not a big deal to just say like, oh, I like that coat. And then maybe if she turns around and sees you and she's like, oh, well, I like your shirt. And then you could just like try and do something from that. Like it's so much
Turns
better
around.
than.
Oh, I like nothing about you.
He's walking. Fuck.
And that's why you
but that's
get
the
in
thing,
your
But
head.
that's the thing. Like,
Yeah,
who cares if?
I know
like, who
it's not a big deal.
cares?
You were just walking past. You're probably not going to see him again. And if you do, it's like, oh, I talked to that person once. It's like,
Yeah, anything
Why not?
anything above the response is bonus.
yeah, I mean, why not? It's such a stupid thing in my brain to think that it's like a scary thing. It's like, what? There's no repercussions whatsoever other than in your own mind of like doing something like that. And I just need to try and do that more. Like I don't know. It would help. And just like see what happens. Like if it's gonna be like one in 20 people, 1 in 50 people, like you say a random thing to, like that maybe they'll like show some interest back or whatever, or like a conversation will spark.
It's worth it, you know.
Yeah, but like
It's like
why not
it's
try?
like applying for jobs. You know, you're going to send out a ton of responses and hear back from a couple of them, but you get really interested in the ones you hear back from.
Like it's happened to me so many times where I'm walking on the street and I just see some girl and I'm like, God damn it, what am I doing with my life, dude? It's sad, and then I never do anything.
Or you also get the thought of like, oh, well, she's probably got a boyfriend if she looks like that.
Yeah, but that's a dumbass thought. Let her tell you that. I have a boyfriend. Okay, sorry. I still think your coat's cool.
Have a nice day.
He said, if you want to be like really out there, just be like, if like you see a girl, like say you think she has nice eyebrows, be like, I like your eyebrows.
Those eyebrows on fleek.
Like, because think about it though. You got to think about that. Like, it sounds really weird at first, but if a girl,
it matters a lot to them.
Yeah, like a girl puts a lot of time into like
Right.
their eyebrows got to be fleeking. You know, if you see a girl with some fleeking eyebrows, she knows she has fleeking eyebrows. So if you say that to her and she's like, wow, no one's ever like said that to me, like I appreciate that. And if she like sees you and actually has any sort of interest, like that could be something that could like spark off like, wow, that was no one like really has said that to me, thank you.
And so like we just roll out of bed and was like, yeah, whatever, throw on a shirt.
Yeah, I mean, but just like being out there like that, not afraid to say something like that, there's no reason why I shouldn't or why anyone shouldn't. So it's like I just gotta try it. I don't know, grow a sack.
I guess, like, you know, it's a little late. First semester is winding down, you know, but I think that's good. A goal of mine second semester is going to be, you know, to find that group of people. You know, I think I'm gonna make my goal. My goal is gonna be to join the powerlifting club because we have a powerlifting club at OSU. Yeah. And like I've always been like, man, I should just join that because like I would fit right in. Like, and I never did. So first chance I get, I don't care if that's my last semester. I'm just gonna join it. Go to like the meetings or whatever. See where it goes from there.
Yeah, it gives you something to do other than like go home and.
Yeah, and you'll be exposed. You'll be exposed to so many new people that you aren't normally. I mean, you probably see them at the gym,
right?
But like I'm sure you're not like friends with any of them.
Because I'm gonna have less credit hours this semester, you know. So it's like I'll have extra time on my hands. Why not use it?
Yeah, it could be fun. I've never really like joined any clubs or anything, which is probably the same thing. A mistake. Probably should have. But I don't know.
Watching this podcast, man, gotta flip the switch.
I know, man. That's what we've been saying. It's so hard. Flipping the switch is not easy.
No, it's not.
I think
it's a big switch.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of
Speaking of big switches,
our sponsor today is Big Switch. Big ass switches.
Human-sized switches.
On, off. They do it all. But yeah, since we started like doing this podcast, I have definitely been a little bit more organized and like kept my room clean. And I've been going like trying to be on a good sleep schedule, but that's what I'm still struggling with that. But I think I have like some sort of vitamin deficiency or something. Like I think I need to take like some multivitamins,
or vitamin D or something.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Justin need some gummies.
Yeah, I need some Flintstones, bro.
Oh yeah, the Fred Flintstone vitamins.
Those was hitting.
That's something that.
Yabba dabba do, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
That's something that we were talking about at work too, especially up in Wisconsin, a little further north than Ohio. Talking about seasonal affective disorder, and like whether we know it or not, it probably affects us in a big way. And like we were talking about, like we're all like starting to buy like light panels and stuff to try and, you know, like light therapy to try and like get around that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like we were talking about this the other day at Starbucks actually, and Balance, I feel like that's big for you, you know, because not only is it a seasonal thing, but it's also like you've never been up there before.
Yeah, I'm way further
and you're
north than I'm
isolated,
used to
right?
Being, and the time zone's different, so it actually gets darker earlier, and it gets really dark really fast. So like by the time I walk out of work, it feels like it's 7 o'clock at night, even though it's only like 4 o'clock. And it's like theoretically, I still have like at least 5 hours before I'd like want to start like winding down and get ready for bed. But then I get home and I'm just like, it's 5 o'clock. I'll throw something in the microwave, make dinner, and then I'm like, that's it. That's the day.
Mm-hmm. That's just the working life in general.
But
like I feel like even when it's lighter outside, I mean, you do feel like the day's longer.
I mean, but like when I don't know, when it was even August when I started my job and it didn't get dark until like 8-9 o'clock, I felt like I got home and it's like, okay, I still have a bunch of hours I can go do something. I can go, just cruise around town and see what's
true.
in town and just look for stuff.
It just you don't get tired. Like it's almost like your body is awake for longer. It's like with the sun for some reason.
Yeah, and then it probably also doesn't help getting up when it's still super dark. So I get up when it's super dark, drive to work, and then I'm inside almost all day long, and then I leave work and it's dark again.
You're like Bane.
Yeah.
I was born in the dark.
But yeah, like it's been annoying me because I want to get to the point where I wake up and I'm awake. But it's just like you think 10 I've been doing I want to be 10, go to sleep at 10, wake up at 6. Like I want that to be my schedule. But one of the things I'm wondering is I think I have issues because I can't do that every day. I'm in college. Like when the weekend comes around, I'm not going to sleep at 10.
Right.
And is that to have a successful sleep schedule, do you have to stick to it every day of the week? Can you not? Like I thought it was like I really don't know.
The problem, at least from what I've been listening and reading to, is like when to be consistent, one day can throw you off for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, exactly. It takes time.
And then especially if you throw alcohol in it, like they even say like caffeine has a half-life of like 6 hours in your body. So 12 hours later, you could still feel, or your body would have some effects of the caffeine, which is why like they say like usually like by noon, you really shouldn't be drinking any caffeine anymore.
Yeah, it'll affect your sleep.
Despite the fact it's, 5 o'clock and we went to Starbucks and got coffee right before we started this podcast. And then alcohol is even worse, that they said like you may fall asleep really quickly if you've had a couple of drinks, but your quality of sleep is so completely messed up that it's like you got probably half the amount of sleep that you were actually asleep.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I feel like I'm just fighting in like an uphill battle. Like I don't know if I'm ever, while I'm in college and doing what I'm doing, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get on a solid sleep schedule.
Yeah, I mean, avoiding every possible interruption is impossible. And even as little as like a half an hour switch each way, sleeping in half an hour, going to bed half an hour later, can have a pretty significant effect on it.
Yeah.
My best advice from my area of expertise would be to do a workout, like go to class, get all of your homework out of the way, and then maybe in the evening do a workout.
So like get like all your mental tasks out of the way first.
Right. Get all your mental tasks out of the way first, and then do a workout at the end of the day. You will come home physically exhausted. Like that's what I did this semester. Was the way it worked out for me. I would go to class in the morning because I had morning classes. I'd go to the computer lab and do all my homework for the day because I had this one pesky afternoon class at like 3 or 4 o'clock. So I would just
go. You didn't want to just leave campus.
Right. I would get out of class at like 11, and then I just go to the lab and I just work from 11 to 4 each day. So I knock out tons of homework, and then I'd go to that last class, go to the gym. I got all my homework done, get home probably about like 7 or 8 o'clock, eat dinner, and I just like lay back in bed, and I'm just so tired. Like I'm just like, this could be a good sleep tonight.
That's the best feeling ever. Is just like laying down in bed exhausted.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. That one dude said it's like
always go to bed tired. Like yeah, like you don't want anything to interrupt. Like you hit the pillow and you go to sleep.
Yeah, but and it's like for me, it's like I have so many conflicting things because I want to be on a sleep schedule. I want to get 8 hours. I want to have time I want to be healthy in that way. But then it's also like you hear everyone that has like a successful business that they brought from the ground up or anything. They're like the grind, man. When I was coming up, man, I spent. You're tired. You sleepless nights. You're putting in work, and like that's what I'm lacking right now with my YouTube. Is I'm just like I need to be. We talked about it. I need to be more consistent. I need to put more time into it.
And I think
all of that is going to take away from me being on like a healthy sleep schedule, and especially when I'm in classes and right now when I'm working, like if I don't put in hours when I get home and like stay up late sometimes and get shit done, I don't release videos. Like it's not possible.
I mean, I think it partially helps that, we're not trying to like create businesses or something like we're not trying to be Elon Musk and that we're doing stuff that like we're interested in and like creative stuff like on the side for personal benefit. So you have, you don't have like the strictness of trying to start a business, but that flexibility also works in the opposite where like you have the ability to work on it, which is the greatest blessing and curse at the same time, where you can work on it at any time, but that also means you have to find the time to work on it. It's not a structured thing.
Mm-hmm. And for me, it's like, it's so easy to say I work all day. Like it's so difficult to work all day. You come home exhausted, you make food, you sit down at 7:00 and you have to be like, okay, now I need to focus and edit this video for 3 hours. It's like, it's so easy to just say, I'm going to eat this and watch some YouTube videos and go to sleep. It's like, the motivation is there. Like I have the motivation. I want to do this video, but since it's not like a deadline thing and I'm not required to do it, it's easy to just push it off and not like push yourself and like say, I'll be like, I want to get a good night's sleep, so I'll go to sleep. When like in reality, if I want to like have something spark and like really put time into this and make it a bigger thing, I need to be putting in those hours and like focusing and pushing myself in that way. And it's just like a sacrifice I would have to make,
it's
I guess.
It's like success versus like health. Like you always hear people that's not healthy. Working 80 hours a week, that's not healthy. But then like the people that put in 80 hours a week are
retired at 45 and they're I mean, that's the same thing as like guys that focus hard on work and become very successful but sacrifice like their family lives and stuff. It's all the same. And it's like, what's more important,
right?
And the other thing, I don't know if you've run into this, but like I've run into the thing where like I'm motivated, I want to do something, but I'm still tired, and I just use the justification of like, well, if I do it, even though I'm tired, it's not going to be very good, and it's not going to help me because I'm doing what I want to poorly. So like I want to wait where I can do it properly and do a good job and get a nice product, or find a good time to go get a picture or something, or when I'm mentally sharp enough that I know what to do and just I'm in the right frame of mind to do it.
Yeah, I definitely have those times, especially with editing. It's like you'll have hours of video to cut through, or like I'll be trying to find a song that I want to use, and like sometimes during the week I'll spend 2 nights just on YouTube going through music, like looking for a song, and it it's so hard to edit a video if you don't have like a song that you are really feeling and you're like, okay, I can envision an entire video around this music. Like it builds everything. And it's like it's so hard to find, and I spend so much time looking for that. And it's just, I don't know, it takes a lot of time, and that's something you can do without like focusing extremely hard. But I don't know, most of it is like I just need to do more of it.
You don't just use the iMovie themes that they give you.
I should, honestly. I should. There's a lot of people that do that.
You got all these stunts going on, and it's like do.
Yeah, just like the iPhoto like scrapbook background.
Yeah. Or the text flashes, like it's like a bunch of flares going off.
Yeah. I should do that. There's a lot of people that do that have like 200,000 subscribers. I'm just like, man, what the hell?
No, yeah.
But no, your intro is really good. I like it with the
Cool.
Yeah, props
like
out.
it.
Props out to you. You've become a good
editor. You can use clips
editor.
from that video or that one shoot that you did. So you can have the two-stroke J appear in front of whatever you want it to.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like it, because a lot of people have like the set intros, like they film a specific intro.
Yeah, and then I feel like most of the time I just end up skipping through it. Whereas like if you start with like you and a friend next to each other wheeling down the road, and then you slap the logo on top of it, I'm still watching and I'm not going to skip through it.
Mm-hmm. And I like that that little intro like sequence too, because like a lot of times I don't put it at the beginning. Like I'll have like a little scene play out, and then it'll go into like a deeper edit like type scenic like cinematography thing, and it'll play then. And like
it's
I just
not
like how
long.
simple it is.
That's the other key.
Yeah. But there are like a lot of creators that have like the original style intro where it's like a filmed out thing with the same music, and like I enjoy that too. Yeah. There's certain songs I hear now that like every time it plays I'm like, oh, like your mind just clicks right to that YouTube creator because they use that in their intro. So it's definitely, they both work, but I just like how like low key mine is, and I can use it whenever I want.
Or like there's a comedy gaming review channel that I watch, and he has like the same intro for all of his videos. The only thing that changes is like the text that says what game he's reviewing. But it's like this intro song, and like it's good music, and I think it was written for that show. But the whole intro is like 15 seconds long. So I just instinctively, every time I click on his video, I just skip 15 seconds into the video. So I know when he actually starts, and I just don't listen to it at all. Don't watch it.
Yeah, Video Game Donkey?
Yes. Yeah.
Like every single outro of his is just more donkey, but it's spelled like donkey is spelled different every time. It's just like stupid shit.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's just like a black screen with 2 words on it. That's cool. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna have to be okay with being tired all the time. But that's one of the things why I feel like I have a vitamin like deficiency is because.
Well, I mean vitamin D probably.
Yeah, I mean that, and I heard a lot of people that have like Italian in their blood have like iron deficiencies.
Oh,
for
like almost anemic.
I don't know exactly what it is, but my dad and my sister have it.
Dang, man, you need to get in the gym. Get you
some fucking iron. Yeah, I don't know what it is. If it's just like the lack of sun or something. I mean, that'd be vitamin D. But or like something with our diet that's different than it would be in Italy.
I'll send you a link to the vitamin D that I take.
Yeah, because I do want to get on some like multivitamins or something. Because I think that would help. Because I do feel like I'm tired most of the time, even when I get a good amount of sleep.
Yeah. Like even, I don't know, because most days, even when I'm on a good sleep schedule, like I'll just wake up at 4:30 or 5:30 whenever I get up, and I just wake up and I'm like, and I'm like, I
just ran a marathon?
I do not want to get up right now.
I've never woken up like that.
You've never woken up just like,
No.
What, you just wake up and like jump out of bed?
Is that sound you being tired? No, I don't do that when I'm tired. I wake up tired every day of my life.
Or you just like do the slow roll, eyes open, and you're like,
yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that's what I do.
Dude, I'm the type of guy who always wakes up 20 minutes before his alarm goes off.
That's awesome, though.
No, it's not.
That's you want to have.
Do you feel awake though?
Yeah, I'm not able to go back to sleep.
That's good. That's
at
what you
that
want.
point, like I'm just like,
I wish I could.
might as
go
well
back to
get
sleep.
up. Like,
I know, but that like how many hours are you on a sleep schedule? Do you go to sleep at the same time?
yeah, I go sleep during the week. It's usually around like 10:30. So I got those 8 a.m. classes right around the corner the next morning.
When do you wake up?
7:55 for an 8 a.m. class.
Would not recommend that. No, I have a little bit of a walk across campus, so I usually wake up around like 7:10, around there. But what I want to ask you is, do you eat breakfast?
Yeah.
What do you eat for breakfast?
First of all, Grant's mic has been peaking this whole time. It's been clipping. Every time he speaks, it hits the red.
I can work with that.
Are you sure? It's probably just like all staticky and loud.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Can we adjust it on there?
I can adjust it in post.
No, but it's going to be bad audio. I'm telling you.
I can adjust. I can reduce the volume in post.
No, not the volume. Like it's going to be crackly and like distorted.
Well, this is a lot to change now that we're an hour into this.
Well, we can fix it now, and like the rest of it will be good.
Skip ahead to 1 hour for Grant's audio to be okay?
No, just like you can fix it the most you can in the beginning, but if we just adjust it now, and it'll turn good at the end. Like, do you know how to adjust that so it's not clipping?
Let me take a look.
All right. So minor technical difficulties there.
I hope that didn't fuck the whole thing up.
Oh, it probably did. You had to do something.
Dude, I looked over, and every time he spoke, it was just red. I don't know.
Yeah, I do not know what I'm doing right now.
We'll try and save that.
We need to get like a third Blue Yeti for our guests.
I know. Frick, man. Okay.
We need to go halvesies on one.
But where did we stop? Do I eat breakfast?
Yeah, what do you eat for?
So when I'm like at work, like right now, it's really hard for me because I have to leave so early in the morning that a lot of times, like most of the time, my breakfast is either like a granola bar and like some Greek yogurt. I have like Greek yogurt that I'll put like oats and shit in.
Mm-hmm. Do you eat it at work or at home?
I eat it like on the drive.
Okay.
So I either have that or I'll just have like a Nature Valley granola bar, and a lot of times I make like a protein shake.
Okay.
And then like very rarely, if I have time, I'll make like eggs or something. But most of the time, it's just like a Nature Valley and like a protein shake or something. But when I'm in class, I'm gonna have 8 a.m.s this semester, so it's gonna be harder. But I make like eggs and like actually make breakfast a lot more when I'm in class.
So when I was in class, usually I had afternoon classes, just the way the schedule worked out, and I made breakfast pretty much every day religiously. And since I've started working now, like I've almost entirely cut out breakfast and just don't ever eat it. And even on the weekends, like even if I'm up like at 6 o'clock or whatever, I still usually don't eat breakfast until like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and just kind of do like a brunch kind of deal. But I found that my level of energy is overall probably a little bit lower than when I eat breakfast, but it's more consistent than when I eat breakfast.
What do you mean?
Like I don't get to lunch and then just like feel terrible and like totally crash and have no energy, and then I eat lunch and then it just stays down because I've just eaten a whole bunch of stuff. And I just like have to slog through the rest of the day.
That is the worst.
So like when you feel like lethargic from breakfast or something.
Yeah.
Or
whereas like if I don't eat breakfast, I may not have like as much peak energy, but
yeah,
it's
but you kind of like plateau out and it's just even.
yeah, but it is
ramps up at
consistent
lunch.
throughout the whole day.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't do that. Like I'll be like starving myself at that point.
You get used to it as you go along.
Yeah, but I already have a fast metabolism and have a hard time putting on weight. Like
That's
I would be
I don't
sticks and bones. By
I don't
if I
have
started
that
doing
luxury.
Yeah, my body would eat itself alive. It'd be bad. It already does that. I just need to eat more. But every time I go to the grocery store, I try and get as much stuff as I can. But I always end up just like running out and not having food.
Yeah, or you buy like the same things and then you just
Yeah, pretty much. Like meal prep it, chicken,
yeah,
broccoli.
rice.
Yeah, today we're eating chicken. The next day we're eating chicken.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Thursday we're eating chicken.
Friday we're eating chicken with a different seasoning.
Do you eat breakfast?
Yeah, usually I'll have a couple granola bars, or that's if I'm in a hurry. If I have some time, I'll usually make eggs.
Yeah, and usually like if I do make breakfast, it'll almost always be eggs.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
I think eggs are the quintessential breakfast, honestly. Can't beat them. Can't beat eggs.
Just like the protein, they're like light. Like it's not like something that's gonna make you feel.
Eat 2 or 3 of
full.
them and you still feel fine.
Or 6.
I normally eat 4.
I normally eat like 2.
I don't know how people can crack 1 egg.
Oh, dude, it's like especially if you're scrambling it. Like if you scramble eggs, minimum 4.
Oh yeah.
Like because it just turns into nothing.
Yeah.
It's like it gets so small.
Well,
It just
I
turns
normally-
into dust.
I always make my eggs over easy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. But like even when I do that, like most of the time it's 4, 3 or 4. If I scramble, it's always 4. But yeah, I have to eat breakfast or else, like by the time I'm eating lunch, it's just I want to pass out and I'm shaking and like.
Oh, yeah, and then you drink coffee on an empty stomach, and then you really get the shakes.
That's the worst.
And your mind's just racing a million miles an hour, and you can't focus on anything.
Yeah, but do you do like meal prepping or anything? Like, especially for how much you work out, do you try and like consume so much to actually like gain?
Yeah, usually what I do is
I just take a whole chicken and then I just rip it open with my bare hands.
yeah,
and
you
just
know
eat it.
the ready rotisserie style chickens at Costco.
2 a day.
Yeah, yeah. You just go pick a couple of those off, go home, go to town.
Baby.
Usually, For breakfast, I will have like granola bars or eggs. For lunch, I usually have some sort of sub sandwich and maybe some fruits, vegetables, and like a protein shake or something from like the market, because I have a pretty long walk to campus, so I just like to eat on campus, which kind of sucks because like I feel like I could be doing better than that, like eating better than that. But so I mean I think that's a next semester problem, but
Yeah, you got finals coming up.
right, but for dinner, yeah, dinner's the big meal for me where I really go hard, and I'll have like a couple chicken breasts, and I'll have a high protein drink, whether it's like milk or a shake or something, and I'll have a lot of like fruits and vegetables with it. Big carrot guy.
Carrots are great.
Baby
Carrots?
Yeah, I love the baby carrots.
Baby carrots are fire.
Nom on those.
You could munch those bitches plain all day. So good.
Just sit down and like in 20 minutes go through a whole bag.
Yeah,
But
they're fire.
yeah, I won't lie. Like sometimes, usually I make like two chicken breasts for dinner. If I'm like trying to put on mass, I'll try. Some nights I'll try make a third.
Man, that's
But,
crazy.
like-
how do you what kind of chicken breast?
I don't
Just
know
like,
if I could eat 3 chicken breasts.
oh, I can't. One is
It's
top.
one
no,
is-
it's
one is
like
good.
you have to force it down. Like it physically hurts.
Yeah, see,
your
that's what
stomach.
I've never been able to do that. How do you prepare it? Like, what kind of chicken breast?
It's just
Like frozen.
you're right. It's the go to Costco. It's a wholesale store. Love Tyson. Buy the frozen 10-pound bag of chicken breasts. Just toss it in the oven. Seasoning.
Or you just dip it in barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I just coat that in barbecue sauce to just give it any ounce of flavor I can
That
get out
sweet,
of
sweet
this.
thing.
Salt, pepper, olive oil. There you go.
Sweet baby Ray's. Yeah, see, I'm like a one chicken breast type of dude, and then I try when I meal prep, like I'll try to do like broccoli or like asparagus or something.
Yeah.
And then it's normally that, like chicken breast, broccoli, and then like rice or some sort of grain or something.
Yeah.
And that's just like
White rice or brown rice?
brown. I've converted like to brown everything. Like even like taco shells, like tortillas and stuff, like brown.
Yeah, I started eating wheat bread instead of white bread.
I never used to like wheat bread. I would always eat white,
No,
and then when I got into college, I was like, you know what? Everyone says it's so much better. I started getting like the 100% like whole grain, bread is one thing. There's a lot of things where I don't like. I'm afraid to spend money on, but bread is like buying a nice loaf of like 100% wheat, like with like all the grains in it and stuff. Bread,
It's, like,
it's
really
a
crunchy.
night and day difference
Yeah.
from just a normal cheap wheat bread.
Yeah. I always have liked the better breads like that. And like I will buy a smaller, more expensive loaf that I will just eat like, or even like at the farmer's market, like there's some vendors that sell really good bread, and I'll get like one loaf, but it's also like super dense bread that like I eat like 1 or 2 pieces and I am stuffed. Like it's just so much more than like Wonder Bread where you could probably just smash like half a loaf without thinking about it.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't sacrifice anymore on is bread. It's just once you like start eating that nicer bread, it's so much better. It's so much better.
Tastes better,
Yeah.
especially toasted, a little butter.
Mm-hmm.
You make that switch, and then it's like that Paul Rudd meme. You're like, look at us. Who would have thought? Not me.
I don't know that meme.
It was like Paul Rudd meets Paul Rudd on Hot Ones.
I don't know who Paul Rudd is.
Actor.
He plays Ant-Man in the Avengers.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Well, okay, it's like the Joe Rogan meets Joe Rogan. If you've seen that on YouTube.
Is it like the Spider-Man meets Spider-Man?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I've seen the Joe Rogan one where he talks to himself. It's so funny.
Or the Jordan Peterson meets Jordan Peterson.
I don't know. I've seen the Joe Rogan one, but it's good stuff.
Grant, any closing thoughts for Flip the Switch and for the listeners? Any shout outs? Any plugs you want to make?
What? I got a question. I got a question. You wanted to like do a photo shoot thing with Valis, like for working out and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, do you have? What do you want to use that for? Just like Instagram? What do you?
I don't know. I was
Just like progress.
yeah.
benefit?
I feel like
Tinder profile?
no Tinder profiles. No Bumble no online dating profiles whatsoever.
I'm above that.
Well,
I
I
don't
tried
need
I
that.
tried it. I tried it out for a while, and I just don't think it's
No dice.
That's
how
I
feel.
can't make like I don't know like online dating like apps like that. Like I feel like I need like I can make the first move, but I feel like it has to be in person for me to do that. Like I don't know. Like
I feel the same way, and I can't find the connection to someone from like a Tinder. Everyone's like, oh, well, there doesn't need to be a connection. Just hit them up and see if they want to like go on a date or something, and then you can find the connection in
And
person.
then they're
which is
like,
probably
I don't
the right
want to
way
meet
to
up
use
a
it.
random person.
Right, like,
I mean, that's probably the right way to use it.
like hating or downing on any people that use
Yeah.
those apps. Like if it works for you, you know, more power to you. But it just I don't think it's very effective for me.
Yeah. I feel kind of the same way, but also I have also just like never met up with anyone off of it. I need to, if I was going to use it in a way that would benefit me, I would need to like find someone that I'm sort of interested in and like just be straight up. We should meet somewhere and like just meet them and see what happens.
Yeah, but the whole like shoot idea, yeah, I just kind of want to track my progress, because like you look at yourself in a mirror and you think like one thing, whereas like you see a picture of yourself and like it's a whole different view sort of. And I also think it's a good opportunity. It's kind of like a win-win for both me and Ballas, where like, you know, I can kind of channel one of my passions and he can kind of work on one of his as well.
Yeah,
Maybe get some
little collab.
Get into
Yeah.
some portraits, some action portraiture.
Yeah, I also like I started this new diet recently.
Keto?
Tyson chicken.
at
The
the
Tyson keto diet?
at the start of November, so I'm trying to cut down. Yeah, so it's kind of like motivation too. Like you know, I want to look good for this.
What's the diet?
It's basically just low fat diet. Like I'm just trying to keep away from like fatty foods, really focusing on lean meats like chicken and turkey, and
What about
carbs. Yeah, trying to avoid those.
Are you trying to like lean out?
Yeah, like trying to maintain as much strength as I can. My numbers might dip a bit, but I don't know, I'm just trying to, because I've never really actually done like a true cut before. Like, you know, I've always been all my friends always joke to me, oh, Grant, it's bulking season.
It's
again.
always
bulking
bulking, baby.
season.
That's the motto.
And that's
Not
who
anymore,
got
son.
the name Meat Wall.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man. The meat wall.
Like-
The Costco
Yeah.
meat wall.
Like Grant and I are about the same size, but you're like twice as thick, like as broad and as like wide as I am.
Yeah, I've always been like broad and just like had size, but I want to like, because I feel like I've got a strong core under there. Like I think
yeah.
I've got some abs and I
for
want to show them
sure.
off. Like
Trying to pull up.
Dude, that's hard.
Trying to pull
You
out
gotta be.
washboard
I've heard
abs.
like you gotta be under like
5%.
6% body
I
fat or
know.
something for like abs to show, even if you're ripped.
right,
Like it just won't show.
I've got like, but I think they're there because I don't know. You've
Oh,
seen me
they're
squat
there.
before. Like I've got
Yeah, no,
a
trust me.
strong core.
Guys like you, guys like Paul, like they might not look like it, but you guys have huge cores. You don't even know it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm sure you know.
So I'm
it.
just trying. I don't know. I want to just challenge myself. Like you know, I've been like like we just said, I've been like bulking for so long, just trying to get big and big and big. Like I'm ready for something new. You know, I'm ready to challenge myself, and that's something I want. And that's kind of like
So this December is going to be like the before.
I don't know. Like I guess we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
The 3-month check-in.
That's kind of what I wanted to see, was like check my progress. You know, see how I'm doing.
Is that something to where you like, I'm not sure how all that works. Say you lean out to where you want to be at. You can still, at that point, when you're at that lean, you can still continue to gain weight and get stronger.
Right.
But you can maintain that body fat.
Right. Like, I'm going to try and, like, lean out a bit, and then basically what most people do is it's like cutting season, bulking season. You lean out, you build up, you lean out, and like over time you just get like bigger.
So even though every time you lean out you may lose a little bit of strength,
over time
that bulking is like
gaining,
it's like 2 steps forward, half a step back.
Yeah,
2 steps forward,
exactly.
half a step back.
Like that's what I want to try to do now, because I'm ready for I'm ready for something new, you know, ready to challenge myself. So
I like that. That was a good. I've been wanting to ask about that, but I just remembered.
Yeah, just I don't know. Watching this podcast too, kind of just like sparked it. You know, I was like,
I'm glad. See, we affected one person. That's what it was about. It was just like, I don't know why, but for some reason, starting a podcast, which you want to do for so long,
well, and now
it just like brings it out of you. Like, well, I've wanted to do this for so long, and it's like, why not? Why are we not doing it?
Well, and now we're putting it out to the public, so everyone now has to. Or is listening to us, and now there's like
letting
that,
it be known, speak it into existence,
or like people that like announce that they're going to do a big cut, or that they, or like fighters when they announce that they need to make, you know, this, say they walk around like 205, but they want to fight at like 175. So like, I mean, it's part of their job, but like now they've announced that they need to cut down to that weight.
Yeah, it inspired me too, because like I've always been scared to get out of my comfort zone like this, because, you know, you hear all the people, you know, when you like announce something like that or post something like that, and people, they just hate because like, you know, oh, you know, you're a douchebag.
They root for you to fail.
You know, right? Like you're a douchebag. Like fitness isn't like everything. Like
especially fitness is the biggest with that. People think because you're at the gym and you post a picture of like you're trying to be it, like it's just like a douchebag thing, but that's what it's seen as.
Right.
But in reality, like it's like a huge part of someone's life, and if you're passionate about it, it's the same thing as me with bikes. It's like it's a passion.
Right.
Like it's a goal you're striving for.
It's
totally healthy.
Yeah, I just want to express that passion.
It's not like
it's
not like you're walking into the gym with like your best looking workout clothes, taking a few pictures, and then like maybe picking up a dumbbell and then leaving.
Yeah, there's people that fake it, but like, yeah, it does get a bad rep for sure, but I totally respect it.
Yeah, but yeah, just like seeing Ballas, you know, with this podcast, seeing, you know, you with your bikes, man, like I don't know, brought at me, like, you know, I'm ready to kind of pursue that passion.
Yeah, and like that's the other thing too that I like is when I come out of jiu-jitsu, like I know that I put in a bunch of work because I am pouring sweat and things hurt and I'm tired, and like I've learned stuff too along the way, that like I've learned new moves, or you know, I can do this here or whatever.
Yeah, it's the best feeling. Like actually pursuing something that you've been wanting to do. Like for me, when I like edit a video and I put it out and it's finally out to the public, it's like the best feeling ever. It's like so good.
Yeah. Or even still sometimes, like before I go to jiu-jitsu, I'm like, I'm kind of tired from work and it's dark and whatever. I'm like, but I really need to go. And I like, as soon as I put on my gi, I'm like, okay, I have to go. Like I'm already wearing it. You know, it like forces me to go. And then I go and I get there and I'm just so glad that I went, and I feel great doing it afterwards. And I get in the car and I'm like, I'm still breathing really heavy, but I'm like, I did it. And then I go home and just pass out right away because I'm so tired.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, man.
But like happy tired now.
Flip the switch, man. Do what you want to do with your life. There's no reason why not, man. Do it now. We're all young. We got our lives ahead of us.
Yeah, throw it in the comment section below what you guys want to do. What switch you want to flip.
All of them. We're going to space, boy. Ignition.
Lift off.
Big Switch Company.
The Big Switch Company. On and off. We do it all. All right, guys. That's Flip the Switch episode 3.
Featuring Grant Centlivre.
Just want to say before sign off, thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you, Grant. It was a great time. Kyle Ballas, Justin Alfano. Flip the switch. We're out of here.
Peace.
See ya.